Have you ever woken up in the morning already feeling tired, as if you never truly slept at all? Have you noticed that even after a full night in bed, your body feels heavy, your mind feels foggy, and simple daily tasks seem to require far more effort than they should? What if I told you that millions of people around the world are living in a constant state of exhaustion, believing it's just stress, just age, or just modern life, when in reality, their bodies are quietly signaling that something deeper is out of balance? I'm Dr. Marissa Blake, and today we're going to uncover the real science behind chronic fatigue, low energy, and mental burnout, and explore how small, intentional changes can restore your vitality, clarity, and resilience over time. Many people assume fatigue is normal. We live in a culture that glorifies busyness, long hours, constant stimulation, and minimal rest. Feeling tired has become so common that it's often dismissed as inevitable. But persistent exhaustion is not a personality trait, and it's not simply a lack of willpower. Fatigue is a biological message. It's your body's way of saying that its systems are overloaded, undernourished, under-recovered, or chronically stressed. Energy is not just about sleep. It's the result of multiple systems working together in harmony. Your brain, hormones, muscles, nervous system, metabolism, and even your gut all play essential roles in how energized or depleted you feel throughout the day. When one of these systems becomes strained, your energy output drops, even if everything else appears normal on the surface. Over time, chronic stress quietly rewires the nervous system. Your body becomes locked in a constant state of alertness, producing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline far beyond what is healthy. Initially, this state can make you feel productive and driven, but eventually, it drains your reserves. Muscles feel weak, concentration fades, motivation drops, and rest no longer feels restorative. This isn't laziness, it's physiological exhaustion. Another major contributor to modern fatigue is disrupted sleep quality. Many people believe they sleep enough, but the quality of that sleep is compromised. Screens, artificial light, irregular schedules, late meals, caffeine, and constant mental stimulation interfere with the deep stages of sleep where true cellular repair occurs. Without enough deep and restorative sleep, your brain and body never fully reset. Night after night, this deficit accumulates until fatigue becomes your baseline. Nutrition also plays a crucial role. Highly processed foods, excess sugar, refined carbohydrates, and inflammatory oils provide short bursts of energy, followed by sharp crashes. Over time, blood sugar instability leaves you feeling drained, irritable, and mentally foggy. Your cells depend on steady access to nutrients like iron, magnesium, B vitamins, omega-3 fatty acids, and amino acids to produce energy efficiently. When these nutrients are lacking, even slightly, fatigue sets in, quietly but persistently. Hydration is often overlooked, yet even mild dehydration reduces blood volume, oxygen delivery, and cognitive performance. Many people walk around chronically underhydrated, mistaking thirst-related fatigue for stress or lack of sleep. When cells don't receive enough water, energy production slows, muscles fatigue faster, and the brain struggles to maintain focus. Modern fatigue is also deeply connected to mental overload. Constant notifications, multitasking, information overload, and emotional stress exhaust the brain just as much as physical labor exhausts the body. When the mind never truly rests, the nervous system never powers down. This leads to brain fog, forgetfulness, emotional irritability, and the sensation of being tired but unable to relax. Movement, paradoxically, is one of the most powerful tools for restoring energy. When people feel exhausted, they often move less, which further reduces circulation, oxygen delivery, and mitochondrial efficiency. Gentle, consistent movement, such as walking, stretching, light strength training, or slow yoga, signals the body to produce more energy, not less. Movement improves insulin sensitivity, supports hormone balance, and enhances sleep quality over time. Breathing patterns also influence fatigue more than most people realize. Shallow, rapid breathing keeps the body in a stress response, limiting oxygen delivery to tissues. Slow, controlled breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, allowing the body to conserve energy, repair tissues, and reset hormonal balance. Something as simple as 5 minutes of deep nasal breathing can significantly reduce fatigue when practiced consistently. Another hidden contributor is emotional fatigue. Carrying unresolved stress, worry, grief, or constant pressure drains mental and physical energy. The body does not distinguish between emotional and physical threats. Both trigger the same stress response. Over time, this leads to exhaustion that sleep alone cannot fix. Addressing emotional well-being through reflection, connection, boundaries, and mindfulness is essential for restoring long-term energy. The most powerful changes are often the smallest. Establishing consistent sleep and wake times stabilizes circadian rhythms. Eating balanced meals with protein, fiber, and healthy fats prevents energy crashes. Drinking water throughout the day supports cellular function. Moving gently every day improves circulation and mood. Reducing screen exposure at night improves sleep depth. None of these changes are dramatic on their own, but together, they create a foundation for sustainable energy. Recovery is not passive, it's active. Rest is not just stopping activity, it's engaging in behaviors that restore the nervous system. Quiet time, nature exposure, slow movement, deep breathing, and meaningful social connection all replenish energy reserves. Without intentional recovery, the body remains in a constant state of output without repair. If you've been living with fatigue for years, it can feel normal, even permanent. But the body is remarkably adaptable. When given consistent signals of safety, nourishment, and balance, it begins to heal. Energy returns gradually, not overnight, but steadily. Mental clarity improves, motivation resurfaces, physical strength rebuilds. Life begins to feel lighter again. Fatigue is not a personal failure. It's feedback. Your body is asking for alignment, not punishment. Pushing harder rarely solves exhaustion. Listening more deeply often does. When you respect your limits, nourish your systems, and prioritize recovery, energy becomes something you generate naturally, not something you chase desperately. You deserve to feel awake in your own life. You deserve mornings that don't feel like battles and days that don't drain you completely. By understanding the true causes of fatigue and addressing them with patience and consistency, you can reclaim vitality, clarity, and resilience at any age. I'm Dr. Marissa Blake, and I've seen countless individuals transform their energy, focus, and quality of life simply by restoring balance to their bodies and nervous systems. Even after years of exhaustion, change is possible. You are not broken. Your body is communicating. When you listen and respond thoughtfully, energy can return in ways you may not have felt in years. When energy begins to return, many people are surprised by how emotional the experience can be. After months or years of feeling drained, foggy, and disconnected, clarity can feel unfamiliar. This is because chronic fatigue doesn't just affect the body, it slowly reshapes identity. People begin to define themselves as tired, unmotivated, or not as sharp as they used to be, without realizing how deeply exhaustion has influenced their self-perception. As the body regains balance, confidence quietly returns alongside energy, often before people even consciously notice the shift. One of the most overlooked aspects of chronic fatigue is the role of hormones. Hormones act as messengers, coordinating energy production, sleep, mood, metabolism, and stress response. Over time, disrupted sleep, prolonged stress, poor nutrition, and inconsistent routines can throw these signals out of sync. Cortisol may remain elevated when it should fall, melatonin may struggle to rise at night, insulin sensitivity may decline, and thyroid signaling may subtly slow. None of these changes always appear dramatic on blood tests, yet together they profoundly affect how energized you feel each day. This is why chasing quick fixes often fails. Caffeine, energy drinks, and stimulants provide temporary alertness, but they borrow energy from the future. The crash that follows deepens fatigue and further stresses the nervous system. Real recovery comes from restoring rhythm, aligning sleep, meals, movement, light exposure, and rest in ways that support natural hormonal cycles. When the body senses predictability and safety, it reallocates resources away from survival mode and back toward repair and vitality. Light exposure is a powerful but underestimated tool. Natural daylight in the morning resets the body's internal clock, improving alertness during the day and sleep quality at night. Artificial light late in the evening confuses this rhythm, signaling the brain to stay alert when it should be preparing for rest. Simply stepping outside in the morning and dimming lights in the evening can dramatically improve energy levels over time. Gut health also plays a crucial role in fatigue. The digestive system is not just responsible for breaking down food, it influences nutrient absorption, immune regulation, and neurotransmitter production. A stressed or inflamed gut struggles to absorb key nutrients needed for energy, even when diet appears adequate. Imbalances in gut bacteria can increase inflammation and contribute to brain fog and exhaustion. Supporting digestion through whole foods, fiber-rich vegetables, fermented foods, and mindful eating restores another critical piece of the energy puzzle. Many people underestimate how much unresolved tension their bodies carry. Tight shoulders, clenched jaws, shallow breathing, and chronic muscle tension silently drain energy throughout the day. The body expends enormous resources maintaining this state. Gentle stretching, slow movement, massage, and conscious relaxation release this stored tension, freeing up energy that was previously trapped in protective patterns. It's also important to understand that healing energy systems is rarely linear. There will be days when fatigue resurfaces unexpectedly. This does not mean failure or regression. It often means the body is recalibrating, releasing stored stress, or adjusting to new patterns. Progress in recovery looks like longer stretches of good days, quicker rebounds after setbacks, and a gradual expansion of what feels possible again. Social connection plays a surprisingly powerful role in restoring energy. Humans are biologically wired for connection, and isolation increases stress hormones while reducing motivation and resilience. Meaningful conversations, shared laughter, and feeling understood all stimulate neural pathways associated with safety and vitality. Even brief positive interactions can noticeably lift energy and mood. Another key element is self-compassion. Many people living with chronic fatigue judge themselves harshly for needing rest, moving slower, or saying no. This internal pressure perpetuates stress and delays recovery. Healing accelerates when people allow themselves to rest without guilt and honor their current capacity rather than constantly comparing themselves to the past. As energy improves, people often rediscover curiosity and creativity. The mind becomes sharper. Focus extends longer. Decision-making feels easier. This is not a coincidence. The brain is one of the most energy-demanding organs in the body. When resources are scarce, creativity is suppressed. When energy returns, mental flexibility and emotional resilience follow. Sustainable energy is not about doing more. It's about doing what aligns with your biology. The goal is not endless productivity, but steady vitality. When you build days that support recovery as much as output, energy becomes stable rather than fragile. You stop swinging between overdrive and burnout and begin living in a more balanced, sustainable rhythm. If fatigue has shaped your life for years, it's understandable to fear that it may never fully lift. But the body is designed to heal when given the right conditions. Each small, consistent adjustment, sleeping better, eating intentionally, moving gently, breathing deeply, reducing stress, and honoring rest, sends a message of safety to your nervous system. Over time, those messages accumulate, and the body responds. Energy is not something you force. It's something you allow to return by removing the obstacles that drain it. When you do that patiently and consistently, vitality becomes your baseline again, rather than a rare exception. I'm Dr. Marissa Blake, and I want you to remember this. Feeling exhausted all the time is not your destiny. Your body is not failing you, it's communicating. When you listen, respond thoughtfully, and give yourself the care you've been postponing, energy can return in ways that transform not just how you feel, but how you live. Fatigue is not a personal failure, it's feedback. Your body is asking for alignment, not punishment. Pushing harder rarely solves exhaustion. Listening more deeply often does. When you respect your limits, nourish your systems, and prioritize recovery, energy becomes something you generate naturally, not something you chase desperately. You deserve to feel awake in your own life. You deserve mornings that don't feel like battles, and days that don't drain you completely. By understanding the true causes of fatigue and addressing them with patience and consistency, you can reclaim vitality, clarity, and resilience at any age. I'm Dr. Marissa Blake, and I've seen countless individuals transform their energy, focus, and quality of life simply by restoring balance to their bodies and nervous systems. Even after years of exhaustion, change is possible. You are not broken. Your body is communicating. When you listen and respond thoughtfully, energy can return in ways you may not have felt in years.